One of the major fallouts of the ongoing insurgency in Nigeria's northeast is the damage to critical infrastructure like roads, power, and communication installations. For about 3 months now, the city of Maiduguri, capital of Borno State, has been without electricity supply. In this journalist hangout weekend special, TVC News JC Tafida tells the story of agony of Maiduguri residents amidst the blackouts caused by Boko Haram sabotage.
On the 25th of January 2021, suspected Boko Haram terrorists planted improvised explosive devices and brought down transmission towers along the Maiduguri Decry highway that fed the state with electricity. It took staff of the Transmission Company of Nigeria more than 7 weeks to repair and restore light to the city. Barely 72 hours after the restoration of power supply, the insurgents destroyed another transmission tower, resulting in fresh total blackout. This incident has grounded businesses and caused untold hardship to residents of the state capital. Unhealthy doses of carbon monoxide and noise from generators are now constant companions of the people. On a stretch of about 2 kilometers, shops are locked up for many reasons, but chief among them is lack of power supply. Business owners say life has become increasingly unbearable as electricity, which boosts businesses and offers comfort, is unavailable.
It's affecting our business a lot because due to the scarcity, we are about 3 months now, there's no light in Maiduguri. So we are suffering buying a fuel instead of getting light to empower some of our generator, to refill our refrigerators, to attend to customer quickly the way it's supposed to be, but we couldn't get it the way as fast as they wanted it. And after all, we are spending money here on diesel. So even to get a water in our car wash shares too is something else. At least sometimes, even only in a refrigerator, I can get nothing less than 5,000, 10,000 naira a daily. But now you have to spend more than 5,000 naira, and yet you cannot get the impact what you're supposed to get from the NEPA. Because generator cannot power refrigerator and AC the way it's supposed to.
Lack of electricity really affect my business because for the past 3 to 4 months, we having no light. And like before, we used to get light, but since there is no light, like me, I always use generator. And for now, I have to buy fuel of 1,000 daily fuel of 1,000. So there is no option. Like before, we used to buy pure water of 5 naira, but now it's 10 naira. And in my shop now, we are 4 in numbers. So I used to buy pure water of 100 naira. Before it's 50 naira, because one can take 2 sachets. So before, when we buy 50 naira on, all of us can manage it. But now it's 100 naira.
Scarcity of the light is affecting my business because majority of the time we normally use, based on our work, we use the light to do our works. And the fuel, we are even getting scarcity of fuel, and without it we can't work. So please, we people should plead with the government for us. They should repair the light for us because it's really affecting us. Every day I usually buy like 2 gallons of fuel.
This situation is becoming unbearable. As you can see, now there is no light and my generator develops a lot of problem. I spend about 6,000 every day on fuel, and at the end of the day, you find out that the profit is nothing to write home about. If the government don't repair our electricity, we will be forced to shut down our business and life will be hard in Maiduguri.
For all this, the lack of power supply has not only disrupted businesses, but also precipitated water scarcity.
Normally my work, I used to work at home and have electricity so that I'll be able to charge my system and phones, to be able to cover my my work long schedule. But because there's outage of power supply, I have not been able to work in full capacity. The government should look for a lasting solution, or like to restore the power supply back to the state, not having a temporal solution like what happened last time. You know, the light was just back in 2-3 days and we were back to business.
Actually, electricity is very, very vital for our businesses, most especially business centers like these are computer centers. Here we have had a lot of difficulties in our work, especially photocopying works and other few things we have to do. And now, let me say, like the diesel itself is very, very hard. And then if only you could lay your hands on it, it's very, very expensive now. For example, I find it very, very difficult to charge my phone. And if I have a chance to do so, then it's very, very expensive. The government itself has to provide electricity for us right now to enable our businesses.
In heat season, normally I used to have lights, maybe 10 hours in a day or 12 hours in a day. But now I fuel my generator and maybe for 4 hours or 3 hours. And we are pleading the government to please intervene, to look for a way to supply this electricity, to look for a way to help the people, the masses, so that they can be able to enjoy this electricity supply.
We in Maiduguri are not enjoying anything. You can imagine that for 10 weeks straight, there's no power supply. Getting water now has become a problem for us because one has to pay 350 to get Memoya, and we want the government as a matter of urgency to restore our light, please.
As the state continues to grapple with lack of public power supply, what is of greater concern is the fact that so little appears to be ongoing to salvage the situation. Residents of Maiduguri are more concerned about the impact of the lack of electricity supply on their livelihood, especially in this holy month of Ramadan. They want the government to put security measures in place to ensure that such crippling sabotage of public electricity becomes a thing of the past. Tafida, TVC News, Maiduguri.